Fusion doesn't have a magic V-Carve inlay button. So when I wanted to make this keepsake box for my daughter with Purple Heart poppy inlay, I had to figure it out myself. And in this video, I'm going to show you the steps I used to get a perfect inlay using only a 60-degree bit. And also how I managed to save a piece that I thought was destroyed. Let's start with Fusion, and then I'll see you back at the CNC. So inlays need two parts. They need a female engraving, which is just basically a V-carve, and a male, which is, well, the exact opposite of the female. And they need to fit together perfectly so that there's absolutely no seams showing once we cut off the top. Now, I'm going to show you how I did the female part first. It's a really quick way. So I already have my body out here, and I'm going to insert an SVG, which is just insert SVG from the computer. And for this one, I'm going to show you a nice little coffee cup. This part is really, really important. Use the scale plane to make it the right size. I already know what number works for me, 0.075. And you want to write this down because we're going to use the same number for the male part. We're going to flip it to size and then drag it to where we want. Press OK and finish sketch. That's all I did for the design file. I'm going to rename this really quick to female, and we're going to go right into the manufacturing tab. We're going to create a setup. And everything's already pretty much picked how I want it. My stock is already oriented correctly. I'm going to go from the middle. And the stock's relative, so it's just the exact size of my stock, which is 4 by 4 by 1/4 of an inch. Press OK. And the first thing we need to do is clear out some of this extra space. If we just do a V-carve, then it's just going to, well, be a groove all the way around everything. That's not what we want. So I'm going to do a 2D pocket. And to clear things out, you can't use an actual V-groove, so you have to lie to it. Do that. I just copied an actual 60-degree bit I had, and I put a tip diameter of 20 thousandths of an inch, so just 0.02, and that's enough. For geometry, I'm literally just going to click female. I'm going to double click that now, and I'm going to say inside loops, inner loops, and that'll stop it from picking this outside loop. Okay? Press OK. So I want this cut down 1/10 of an inch, so I did minus 0.1. Then for the passes, I want to turn off stock to leave. I want this to cut all the way to the edge because it's a 60-degree bit, so it's going to go all the way to the edge anyway. And press OK. All right, that looks pretty good. Nice and clean, and it's cutting off a ton of material, which is exactly what we want. And if you want to see what the actual cut looks like, you can just turn off the bodies. Now, you could absolutely use a larger bit, but I really want to show you the simplest way to do it with the least amount of bit changes for now. If it's a video you want to see in the future, make sure you let me know in the comments. So now that this is perfect, we want to cut out the rest of it. So we want to get rid of these little top grooves. And to do that, we're going to use the engraving. We want to switch from our flat one that we faked, and I'm going to go to just the 60-degree bit. Same thing. I'm going to click on this, double click, inner loops, OK. For the heights, we only need to go down 0.1. Press OK. All right. And look at that. That's like a perfect V-carving, really. And that's it. That is all we're doing for the female side. So let's get this cut out really quick. And then I'm going to show you what I did for the male side so that we have something that matches up perfectly. For this one, I only used the blue tape and super glue method. Then I zeroed it with a piece of paper and started cutting. But somewhere in the line, I lost steps and it completely destroyed the first piece. So once again, blue tape and super glue, put on a new piece of walnut and gave it a go. This one came out perfect. My favorite way to clean these is with a simple bristle brush attachment for a rotary tool. I run it at a really low setting and lightly flake off all of the fuzzies. I popped it off and it looks just about perfect. Let's start working on the male piece. All right, so we're back in Fusion now that we have our female pocket cut out. And this is what I had to do for the male side. Now I'm going to make a new sketch, same plane. I'm actually going to turn off the female sketch. I'm going to do the same thing, insert an SVG. 0.75. Get it to kind of where I want. Turn on the female real quick, make sure it's the opposite, and it is okay. Press OK. Rename it just so I don't forget, because I'm very forgetful. And we're going to do one more little tiny thing, which is put a box around it. And this just saved me some time with the V-carve clearing, because it does take a little bit of time. So finish sketch. Back to the manufacturing tab. And what I'm going to do is actually just rename the setup to female just so I can keep track of it. I'm going to duplicate it, name it male, and then we can just start kind of editing things. Most of our bits are already picked. So edit, We'll get rid of that. Make it this one. So then we'll double click and we'll pick all loops and start inside. This will force everything to start from this inside area. And it basically selects like every other thing. So it'll cut in here, it won't cut this, and it'll cut in here. Press OK. For the heights, this is where the magic is. Because our top height, we want to make it selected contour. And then we're going to do a negative offset. And I'll show you what this does, but it basically forces the mating profile to be further down in the wood so that we actually have some contact with the female piece. If we just left it at the top, then it would only cut to this line. This forces it to cut into this stock a bit. And it will actually cut exactly as far down as we want. So the female pocket, I made minus 0.1. So this one I'm going to make minus 0.07. And for the bottom height, this is literally going to be the space in between our inlay and the top of the male piece. I'm going to do it from this top height. And I'm going to go down another 50 thousandths. All right, looking pretty good, huh? Same thing, we're going to go in here. We'll go into our engrave. For the geometry, we'll pick this again. Double click, all loops, and then start inside. Press OK. The heights, we want to make sure this is the same exact thing as our 2D pocket. So from selected contours, I'm going to go minus 0.07 down. And then from top height, I'm going to go minus 0.05 down. Press OK. And if you want to take a look at it, you can hide the body. I'm going to press F7 to hide the toolpath right now, and we can see something pretty cool. So this yellow line is our actual sketch profile. And you can kind of see the taper here, that it's like a little bit more than halfway down. So this will be our 70 thousandths that it engages with, and this will be our 50 thousandths that it sticks up. And I'm pretty happy with that. But if I did want to clear out some of this extra space, one of the things I could do is go into the pocket clearing for stock to leave, make this 0, and make this like 20 thousandths. And then we can kind of just check it out on here. All right, and then go here. And as long as we still look pretty good, the cut will be good. Yeah, really, really happy with that now. Now let's take this to the CNC and see how it comes out. I used the same exact method before with blue tape and CA glue. Put down my maple piece, zeroed it out, and started cutting out the cup. Then cleaned out all the little fuzzies with my bristle brush. And it came out awesome. I then took it to the table saw and used my crosscut sled to cut out all those little corners. Then added my glue in. I couldn't find a brush, so I just used my finger this time around. But it worked and it fit in perfectly. Tightened up some clamps, waited overnight, and then took them apart. It came right off. And then I started cutting it out on the CNC, just using a simple face. But I used an upcut bit, and it managed to pull up the entire thing and ruined it completely. But it actually looks pretty alright. At least half of it did. So my fault is one of your benefits. This is how I would clear out if I didn't feel like using the CNC to do it. I would make a bunch of little ribs, and then I would take the chisel to it and kind of get off as much as I could. I glued the two pieces back together with the clamp, and then a wise man once told me that if you can't hide it, celebrate it. So I used some old Purple Heart chips with some super glue and filled in the void. Put it through the drum sander, and then cleaned it off. Personally, I'm really happy with how this came out. So, making this coaster was probably a little bit more work than it really should have been, but overall, I'm happy that it came out nice, and I think it's an awesome example of how to do the V-Carve Inlays with Fusion 360. If you want to make a full box like this, any size at all, I have a video showing exactly how to make a parametric design file right here. Check it out, and I'll see you for the next video.